Welcome to What's the Tea, episode 2. You guys love the first video so much, I knew this had to be a series. So I'm going to be taking some new and popular products and I am spilling the tea. Sip on that. I am going to be breaking it all down. The good, the bad, the ugly, and giving you all my unfiltered opinions. So today I'm going to be talking about a new release from Laneige in their cream skin line. I've got an essence from Innisfree, and I'm going to be talking about Krave Beauty Beet the Sun Sunscreen. So give the video a big thumbs up, go get your cup of tea, and let's get started. So we got to start off with Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. An oil cleanser from the cream skin line? Like, how intriguing is this? I will be honest with you, this was not the product I thought Laneige would come out with after Cream Skin Refiner. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was not expecting this product, but I was definitely excited when I learned about it. Now, the claims on this product are that it easily melts away makeup and takes away all the dead skin cells. It is formulated at a pH of 5.5, and very interestingly, and something I don't quite understand, they claim that this is a first cleanser that you do not need to emulsify. And while I kind of understand what they're saying, I kind of don't. I'm like, does that mean you don't add water? Like, what does that mean? Apparently, emulsifying your oil cleanser is just too difficult, and this product claims to solve that problem. As the name suggests, this is kind of a milky texture, and that is 100% true. It is a runny, milky texture. Now, even though they call this an oil cleanser, there's really not a high oil content in this at all. So it doesn't really feel oily on the skin. It doesn't feel like a traditional oil cleanser. It feels like a milk cleanser. So very, very gentle on the skin, nourishing and moisturizing, but not oily and definitely not greasy. So let's start off with the pros of this product. And definitely the number one thing is that it is so gentle on the skin. I mean, your skin will feel more moisturized for having used it. It is not stripping in any which way whatsoever. Like, incredibly gentle, incredibly respectful to the skin. I can't say that about every single first cleanser or just cleansing products in general. I mean, this really delivers on the gentle claim and so sensitive skin friendly. This is also not a first cleanser that I had any issues with, like stinging in the eyes or cloudiness around the eyes. This was very eye area safe in my opinion and in my experience. So those were all massive pros for this product. However, let's talk about makeup removal, because that is one of the main claims of this product, is that it removes makeup. I think the exact phrase was melts makeup away. Yeah, not really. Let's get into the tea. Not really. This is not a great makeup remover at all. So first things first, let's just talk about sunscreen removal. It takes care of like a nice light water-based sunscreen very well. I'm mostly a chemical sunscreen wearer, so I don't usually have massive issues removing my sunscreen. If you wear more of a heavy-duty mineral sunscreen formulation, I don't know that this is going to work well for you. Using this on light makeup, and what light makeup is for me, it's a little bit of concealer, powder, and some mascara. This performed okay in that area. I do feel that it removed the powder and the concealer and the sunscreen from my face just fine. As far as the eye makeup goes, which was 2 coats of mascara that is non-waterproof, it did remove the mascara, but it did leave residue behind. I personally am not used to that. Most of my oil cleansers that I reach for take care of all of my mascara very, very effectively without any residue. Using this one, I did have to reach for an additional eye makeup remover. Not a huge deal, but this is something to understand about this particular cleanser. If you're wearing a full face of foundation, I would not trust this. Oh no, here's the tea. The tea is, I use this on a full face of foundation, just like what I'm wearing right now. And honestly, it did not perform. I put it onto my face, worked it in, went to rinse it, kind of peeked out of my eye in the mirror, and there were patches of foundation still on my face. Visible patches of my foundation. Disgusting and scary. I've never had that happen with an like a traditional oil cleanser before. So what's the tea? The tea is, if you don't wear makeup and you wear very light sunscreen and you have very, very sensitive skin that's incredibly dry, you might like this. However, if you want your oil cleanser to remove your makeup effectively without you having to look over your shoulder, paranoid about clogging your skin up, if you want to remove oil-based impurities like sebaceous filaments and grits from your skin, and if you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for your oil cleanser, this ain't for you. Let me just tell you, this costs about $39. I paid $32 for mine on YesStyle, got a little bit of a deal. Quite frankly, that's about $15 too high in my opinion. So the tea, overpriced and ineffective. Next up is the Innisfree Soybean Energy Essence. And you know that I'm kind of obsessed with essences, and I've been on this sort of like Pokemon quest to like catch them all. Like I have just been wanting like all the essences, give them all to me. I want to test them all. So as the name suggests, the star ingredient here is soybean extract. And that's not the most common skincare ingredient to come across, but it is packed full of antioxidants, and they're really positioning this particular essence as being incredibly anti-aging, because soybean extract brings not only the antioxidant protection, but it also has the ability to help firm your skin. And in fact, as you may know, Innisfree is part of Amore Pacific, and they do actually retail this product to the US market. And the name is slightly different in the USA. So if you were to go buy this essence at Sephora, it wouldn't be called the Soybean Energy Essence. It would be called the Soybean Firming Energy Essence. So the soybean extract is very interesting. However, me personally, reading this ingredients list, there was a different ingredient that really caught my attention and very uniquely positioned this essence in my mind, and that is Arbutin. Now, you know, most essences will claim some type of brightening benefit. It will make your skin glowy, it will make your complexion more even toned, it might even help with dark marks and hyperpigmentation, right? Most essences are going to come with a brightening claim. And those of us who have been around the block a few times know that that's almost exclusively coming from the use of niacinamide. A lovely ingredient, nothing wrong with niacinamide, just incredibly common. This particular essence does not contain niacinamide, which I found fascinating, but instead the brightening is coming from Arbutin. Now, Arbutin is related to hydroquinone, which is really a prescription-only ingredient that is usually used to help address sun damage because it's incredibly effective in that area. And Arbutin does contain those benefits as well. It's really good for addressing sun damage, but it's obviously a lot more gentle and more widely available for us who do not have a prescription. So I must admit, I wasn't really sure if this was a first essence or a traditional essence, but I have to tell you, this is 100% a traditional essence meant to go after your hydrating toners. It's very runny when you get it out onto your skin, but you can see visibly that it's got a thickness and a body to it. And once you start to feel this essence on your skin, you will feel this rich, this nourishment, this almost like lightweight oil feel to this. Very, very unique in the essence world. Most essences are more on the very like watery, hydrating side. This is quite moisturizing, quite rich. But once it absorbs into the skin, it absorbs down in a much more lighter weight layer. It is still moisturizing, but on a more lighter scale with a touch of hydration. So it's not heavy, it's not greasy, but it does bring that really beautiful balancing moisture to the party. So what are some pros to this product? Definitely that texture was a pro for me. I found it really, really nice for my dry, dehydrated skin. It was definitely one of those products that just helps hug hydration into your skin, really bridges the gap between your hydrating toners and your serums. I really liked the texture of this a lot. Played super well in my skincare routine. didn't build up heavy or sticky. So it was really, really just a joy to use, quite honestly. Now this is very gentle, and as I expect most essences to be gentle on my skin, I do want to kind of make a point of saying that it's gentle just because of that arbutin. Arbutin in higher concentrations can cause some dryness on the skin. It can be a little overstimulating, and I didn't get that from this product, and I have from other arbutin products. This was actually very, very gentle on my skin. I used it even when my skin was a little extra sensitive, and I had no problems with this whatsoever. And it's a very minimal ingredients list. It's only 14 ingredients total, so Innisfree is definitely getting this done with less. And of course, this is fragrance-free, essential oil-free, and alcohol-free. So just a really lovely formulation on this one. So what's the tea, right? Like, this is actually sounding like a pretty positive review, but I promised you tea. So what's the tea? I gotta tell you, the tea on this one is the price. I cannot fault this product for anything except the price. It does retail, the full retail price of this is $39. First of all, let me tell you that I don't expect to pay upwards of nearly $40 for an Innisfree product. That's definitely a bias. That may sound a little like snotty to say, but Innisfree is definitely a brand for me that I consider on a slightly lower end of things. I think of it more closer to an Etude House than I do as like an Iope. That's just my personal bias. Let's just lay out the facts, completely crystal clear. Is this a good product? Yes. Is this an excellent product? No. There's nothing about this product that like rocked my world. You know what I mean? There's nothing about it that was like, wow, this worked so well for my skin, like holy grail. No way. This is totally a solid, straightforward, great moisturizing essence. But in the brightening department, I saw some good complexion benefits, but I wasn't like over like the moon wow about it. And it's not an essence that I feel like I couldn't live without, if that makes sense. So for $40, that's getting up there for an essence product. I don't know, it just doesn't line up in my mind. And that's really the tea about this. It's just really overpriced. So if you can get it on a sale, I'd say go for it. But at full price, I think you might be slightly disappointed with the performance of this product. Let's talk about Krave Beet the Sun Sunscreen. Now this is actually marketed under 2 different names, but it's the same formula. So what the heck, Krave? Now, Krave is a hybrid American and Korean brand. So if you were to buy the product in Korea, it is called Beet the Sun. It is a sunscreen with an SPF of 50, PA of +4. However, if you were to buy this in the United States, it's actually called the Beet Shield Antioxidant Fluid. And why is that? Because this product cannot, under US laws, it can't be labeled as a sunscreen. What the heck? Does this mean this is not a good sunscreen? No. It means that the United States has really stupid regulations for sunscreen filters. The FDA is really behind on the times. And any sunscreen filter that can be claiming UV protection on the American market has to go through the FDA and has to be pre-approved. All of the new generation chemical sunscreen filters are not approved by the FDA. Why is that? Because the regulations and the rules and the loopholes, it's just too difficult to get anything new pushed through and approved. And that's why American sunscreens suck. So this is a chemical sunscreen, and it uses 5 chemical filters, including Uvinyl A+, Tinosorb S, Uvinyl T150, Amyl Oxate, and Parcel SLX. Now, this does not contain any artificial fragrance or essential oils, but it does have drying alcohol pretty high up on the list. And I'm pretty outspoken about the fact that I really prefer to use skincare products that do not contain drying alcohol in them. I 100% acknowledge the function that alcohol can play in skincare formulation, particularly when it comes to sunscreens, because really alcohol helps so much with the texture and the dry time. Some sunscreens dry incredibly quickly, and some sunscreens take freaking 20-30 minutes to dry down on your face, or they always feel like they're just sitting a little bit on top. And this is problematic for so many reasons. Nobody wants to be waiting around 20 minutes in between sunscreen application and makeup. That's actually something that would make you maybe not wear daily sunscreen because you just don't have the time. The other thing is when a sunscreen is so slippy and slidey like that, it can mess around with the protection that you're actually getting. If that sunscreen's not setting in time, it could be rubbing off. It could be in lesser in one area and thicker in the other. It's no good. You want that sunscreen to dry down in a reasonable amount of time, and alcohol is certainly one of those ingredients that can help with that very effectively. So basically what I'm trying to say is I get it. I get why it's in a sunscreen, and quite frankly, of all the skincare products that it could be in, sunscreen is the one I understand the most when it's used in the formulation. That's just from my personal standpoint. However, the reason that I choose not to use it in my skincare products is because I'm just personally sensitive to it. So I had some reservations about trying this product just because there is just such a small handful of products that contain alcohol like this that have not bothered my skin. Okay, let's talk about some of the pros of this product. And really, the texture is so standout in my mind. Wow, if ever there was a word to describe this texture, it has got to be elegant. This is such an elegant texture. It spreads beautifully across the skin. It wears so light and breathable and comfortable. It does not have a white cast. It does not pill. It's just plays so well underneath makeup. It has a wonderful drying time. I will tell you, you can smell and feel the alcohol on application. At least I could. So what's the tea? I think you already know. The tea is the alcohol. The alcohol. Yep. I tested this for a week straight, and the first couple of days we were a-okay. I was actually thinking that this might be one of those really rare and special formulations with alcohol that don't bother my skin. But then day 3 or 4 rolled around and I started to realize there's that nagging, dry, and tight feeling underneath my skin that I was kind of watching for, and it just got worse and worse from there. So yeah, this was definitely a formulation. This is a sunscreen that definitely bothered my skin, dehydrated my skin. This is something important to understand, that if you have that too, this is not a formulation that rises above the rest. This is not that special unicorn that isn't going to bother your skin. It's going to bother your skin. If you don't have a problem with alcohol in sunscreen, it's actually a really nice sunscreen. That texture, mwah, beautiful. But what's the tea? Or really what I should say is, what's my unfiltered opinion on this one? Because the thing is, like, I can't fault a product if it just didn't work for my personal skin. Really what I want to say about this is, but why though? But why alcohol? I'm going to challenge them on this one just because, look, I get why alcohol is a helpful ingredient in a sunscreen, which what I just told you before. I do get it, but why though? And the reason I say this is because so many other brands, and this was formulated in Korea, so many other Korean brands have been able to do it without alcohol. So I just kind of feel like, but why did you go down this route, which feels very old? You know, I feel like it's a very old kind of formulation, an old school way of formulating a sunscreen. Just throw in some alcohol to get that dry time down. I'm not saying that it's as black and white as taking the alcohol out and all of your problems are solved. I get it. There's more to it It's a much more complicated situation. But at the end of the day, the question that I would pose to Krave and my what's the tea is, but why though? So I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2 of What's the Tea. And if there is a product you want to know all my unfiltered opinions on, drop them in the comment box below. Let me know all the products you want me to spill the tea on next. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, but you enjoyed the video and you love Korean skincare, please consider hitting subscribe. I release 2 new videos every single week. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the new videos. And hey, if you're on Instagram, you want to see me on Instagram, come join me on Instagram. I post there every single day about my skincare routines. I post mini reviews and all kinds of new skincare stuff over there. So come join me on Instagram and don't forget to give me a comment saying hi. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. I hope you're having a fantastic day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.